So when are the schools actually going to reopen? Let's get into it with tonight's party panel. We've got Fox News contributor and former Utah Republican Congressman Jason Chaffetz is back, along with the correspondent for the Greg Gutfeld Show and host of Sincerely Cat on Fox Nation, the one and only Cat Timpf. Woo! And former aide to Senator Chuck Schumer and host of the Aggressive Progressive podcast, Christopher Hahn. He is on and on till the break of dawn. So everyone, hi. Jason, you've got 700 children. This was supposed to be big and bold in the Biden agenda. It is more like flaccid and tepid.
Boy, that's some wordsmithing coming out of Jen Psaki there, trying to justify, 1 day a week. Come on, that is just, it is so dishonest. My starting point, though, Kennedy, is I don't even believe there should be a federal Department of Education. They should just scrap it, leave it all to the states, the school districts, the parents.
For you,
let
Jason.
them go do that.
Yes.
But come on, they are not living up to their promise. They have not made it a national priority. They have not focused on this, and they don't have the science on their side. There's nothing in the science that says that one day a week, is that safe, but 5 days isn't? I mean, the science doesn't add up for them.
So, Kat, does 1 day a week, does that equal reopening?
No. Going back to school 1 day a week does not equal going back to school any more than seeing your ex once a week at 3 a.m. equals back together. It's a cheap substitute. Absolutely not, okay? And if that question hadn't been asked, we might have been walking around wondering, oh, everyone's going to go back. No. And if you want to talk about science, again, I talk about this all the time, the mental health impacts that are real. And when it comes to kids, they don't have the coping mechanism that even adults do. And a lot of adults are struggling. I know I am. And I stopped being a kid like 3 or 4 years ago. It's serious.
You're still on your dad's insurance, though.
Yes, it's going to impact these kids, not just now for a lifetime. They're feeling afraid. They're feeling uncertain. And this is something that's really, really important because what happens now, they're being shaped into the adults they're going to be someday. There's nothing that needs to be taken more seriously than this.
Yeah, and what happens if the adults who are supposed to be guiding them and teaching them, Chris, are the ones who are like, yeah, I'm kind of busy. Like, I kind of don't want to do, like, in-person learning as much as really don't want to do anything. So is that setting an example for kids when they become adults and run everything and run your Social Security into the ground and deprive you of a happy retirement?
Look, getting kids back to school is the #1 priority of the Biden administration. They're doing everything they can to get kids back in the classroom. Frankly, these decisions are made by local governments, and that's why in Biden's COVID relief package, there's a lot of money for local governments
to help them. That's fine. I agree with you. That's fine. But don't say this is the ultimate goal of my administration, because that also makes it seem like you can do something about it, which makes it a double fraud. Go ahead.
So, yes, look, I think when you run for president, you make promises about getting things done and have goals, and I think this is still a goal of the administration. I think they're doing everything they can to get it done. Quite frankly, they're doing everything they can to get COVID under control in this country, and that's a major push to get the schools open as well. My schools have been open out here in the suburbs of New York City.
Good for you.
I think there are other cities that are
I can't remember what that's like.
Other cities.
I am a short-order cook. I am a principal. I am a truancy officer. I am a guidance counselor.
And they're
doing all of those things every day.
They're coming in New York City
too.
They're opening in New York City too, and it'll happen there too. It happened in Chicago. It's happening around the country.
Not happening.
The Biden
1 day a week is not
administration is doing
happening.
everything they can.
Stop trying to make happening happen. It's not going to happen. It's just frustrating, Jason. So
it's going to be more than 1 day a week.
So, Jason, you're absolutely right. If the president can't do anything about it, if there's nothing the federal government can do to alleviate this crisis in the wake of the pandemic, then we shouldn't have a Department of Education.
Yeah, that's right. And if Biden really, truly wanted to do what was very best for the kids and the parents, then he should be in favor of school choice. And give those parents a choice on how they're going to be engaged, allow them to have the resources in order to move schools if they want to move.
That's right.
But most of the schools around my neck of the woods, they figured this out. But this is what happens when the administration says, this is our #1 goal and we'll go figure it out. And it's just not working. And they're going to fail on their #1 issue if that is supposedly their #1 issue.
If that's their #1 issue, then we are...
I'd hate to see the other issues.
God, no kidding. Yeah, number 15's got to be just a disaster. In the meantime, the Biden administration reportedly in a panic as experts warn the United States might not reach critical herd immunity until Thanksgiving. We just had Thanksgiving, and we're not going to be able to do anything until the next Thanksgiving or even early winter. It's still early winter. And remember, President Biden ran on the ability to get this virus licked like a lollipop. Officials say long-term vaccine shortages and the spread of new variants are their main worries. And it's a rough turn of events as more Americans are fed up with living in this state. And they have now hit what is being called the COVID wall. Are you feeling that? I feel you. A survey by the National Center for Health Statistics found that 41% of Americans showed some symptoms of an anxiety or depressive disorder in January. That's up from 34% in May. That means it's getting worse for a lot of people. Psychological experts say chronic uncertainty is very bad for mental health. So is the president ever going to be able to deliver and rescue us from this COVID wall like he promised? Or has the nation just hit a dead end and we're all screwed? And maybe we should just move to the Bahamas or something. Something's got to be open. Everyone's like, God, I got to go somewhere, Kat. I would love to go somewhere warm. But then you realize that everything in the world is closed. How real is the COVID wall?
Yeah, I hit the wall a long time ago. Now I'm just at the point where I'm just slamming my head against it repeatedly. I don't even need to go somewhere warm. I just want to go somewhere else other than the handful of walls that I call home that is my New York apartment.
Yep.
Look, and this is really bad, and those things are really real. I've struggled with...
I was just shocking people outside. Just to say no.
Look, I've struggled with, anxiety, depression throughout my life. It is worse for me now. It's a lot worse for me now. And that is a real health impact, too, especially because prolonged loneliness and having to deal with these issues increases every single physical health issue that can lead to an early death. This is real stuff. You want to follow the science? Let's follow the science here. You can't just tell us to stay home and do nothing indefinitely, okay? Because my life is short, and it's getting shorter every second. And I don't appreciate how many of those seconds to hours to months to almost a year are sitting at home doing nothing because I can't do anything else.
I know. It's really frustrating, Chris, because a lot of people have no money. They've got no savings left. A lot of people are worried they're not going to be able to get the vaccine. And if they do, they're still going to have to wear masks, not travel, and socially distance. They're worried about the weather. That is making things much worse in terms of socializing outdoors. And, the variants that we talked about and all those things add up to something that maybe the government can't tackle that. Maybe they should just stop promising.
This is going to end. It's going to end soon. This president is getting it under control in a way the prior president didn't care about.
No, he's not.
He didn't want to work on
clearly
it.
not.
He put together.
I voted for Jim Jorgensen,
I'm the only one who gets cut off. I'm the only one who gets cut off on this show. I don't understand that. Okay, so we're working. He's working on it. You can't just wave a magic wand and make it disappear. We've got to actually take this seriously in this country, which we didn't do for a year under the last president. So this president is taking it serious. Now, look, I would not exaggerate. I would not be too concerned about every daily change and news story about when we're going to get herd immunity. We're going to get there when 200 million Americans are vaccinated, and hopefully that will happen by the summer. And I'm confident that will.
We're 5 years old.
The White House Chief of Staff. I
so
trust Joe Biden. I trust Dr. Fauci.
Our candied asses and knit ourselves a dollhouse until we get there.
Hey,
you know what? You and I
doesn't
are runners. Feel like it's there.
You
it doesn't feel like it's
we
somewhere.
hit walls all the time. We got to just keep going. When you're a runner, you hit a wall, you keep going. We just got to keep going. We're almost at the end of the line, and we're going to get there.
No, it's like being at mile 2 of a marathon. That's what it feels like. And your legs are already exhausted.
We're at mile 20.
We're not at mile 20.
We're at mile 20.
I wish
just
we were mile 20. I could go 6 miles. I cannot go another 24 miles.
I don't want to look back on my 30s and be like, lot of TV. What a great time. I watched so much TV. I've had enough.
She's not a
You won't have to watch TV for another 3 years. You're good.
No one's
Think
good.
of all the free time you're going to have.
No one's good. Are politicians all liars, Jason?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Is that what you got out of it, or are you just the best liar of all?
I'm better than you think I am, yes.
Well done. Well done. It's something I didn't expect.
He's being honest.
No, I think it's great because finally someone is. And I've always said that anyone who wants to be president is out of their mind. And we see the manifestation of that. We see the proof of that with every successive administration. And I don't understand why people pin their hopes on politicians when all they're destined to do is fail. Last word, Kat.
I'm going to go to Burning Man. When this is over, I'm going to do it all.
That's what you're going to do.
Why not?
Kat,
I got to do a lot
Burning
of stuff
Man.
to make
All the
up for
things
all
you
this
could
time
do, you're
doing
gonna do
nothing.
that.
I'm going to have, yeah.
I'm going
Burning
to.
Man's on federal property. You're going to have to wear a mask.
I'm going to
And two
start. I'm
masks,
going to start
probably.
a bakery with pink ovens, and I'm going to make little muffins for the homeless, and they're going to be keto
And I'm going to ask
gluten-free.
them to breathe on me.
I just want to go to a concert. I do.
Me too.
I want to go back
You
to
know
the
what?
garden and
It's
go to a
rare
concert.
on the
I
show
miss
the
it.
wheels come off this early on in the A block. Usually it's not until like D block tropical storm. So well
invited
done.
me on.
The
So.
wheels are off.
Panel, stick around because we have much more to discuss.